Welcome back to Get a Grip. Going to be another episode in our series of news and stuff. Today we have Charlie Bryer, our Shimano rep. Shimano Canada rep, or you just rep it all Shimano?
Yeah, Shimano Canada.
Nice.
Yeah, for Ontario.
Ooh, okay. Charlie's going to talk about some cool Shimano stuff.
Yeah, as you know.
He did his hair today, so pretty.
I tried.
Yeah. Hey. And today's sponsor, thank you, Paminar Cafe and Bar.
Cheers. Yeah.
Woo. Paminar Cafe and Bar, which is located right next to Bikes on Wheels. They are a pretty kick-ass cafe during the day and then a social and event space in the night. And in the summer, which is right now, they have live music in most evenings. So definitely check them out. They're really great. And thank you for the coffee, guys. I really
It's really good.
appreciate it.
I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
Honestly, like I have these coffees like at least 3 times a day because I'm a caffeine addict and I have a problem. But how's your espresso?
It's great. Really like it.
Bitter as ever. I love it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate you. Logo flash. Yeah, great segue to like gravel riding, which you kind of came to talk about, right? Like, what's Shimano up to in these days anyway?
Well, I mean, gravel's definitely one of the biggest growth categories other than e-bikes in the bike industry. Definitely seen an absolute increase in popularity of events like Unbound Gravel down in Kansas.
I have no idea what that is, actually.
You don't? Oh, so Unbound Gravel is this big gravel event. It's very inclusive. It's kind of taken on, I would say, like the marathon format where anyone can sign up, and it's a mass start event, like 1,700 people for a 200-mile race, 320 kilometers through some of the hardest, most treacherous gravel there is. So that's the big one. There's an even longer one called the Unbound XL, which is, I think, 350 miles, which is really crazy. You're just riding overnight.
Yeah, I was about to say it.
And there is a shorter one, 100 miles as well. So I did the 200-mile last year. It was probably the hardest race I've ever done, and I've done a few bike races. I used to race competitively, and that was a really hard day. So, but gravel's like, people love doing gravel races. Here, we have Substance Projects events, got them all season long. We have Paris to Ancaster, obviously, is the most famous one. Yeah. There's some other great gravel rides like the Reggie Ramble in July, which is really cool.
Is that happening in Toronto?
It's happening in Warkworth.
Oh.
Do you know where Warkworth is?
I don't know any other place besides Toronto.
Right. So that was very typical.
I'm useless.
Toronto person to say. So it's Toronto's. Anyways, no.
I live under a rock.
So anyways, if you Google these events, there's lots of gravel events, and they've definitely grown in popularity. But more importantly, we've seen the utility of a gravel bike, right? A kind of all-road idea where you can just, rather than having a pure road bike, you can have something that can facilitate fatter tires, and you can run tubeless. You can go off-road. You can do some trails. You can do some gravel roads. ATV. It just opens up a world of possibility. And then sort of fitting, I mean, from a safety perspective, there's an interest there because those roads, those paths and trails tend to be less populated by vehicles. So there's a safety story there as well from an enjoyment perspective. So that's been the real main reason for the growth in gravel. So Shimano has group sets and components that are specific for gravel riding. So that includes group sets and gear ratios, among other things that are optimized for that.
Did you bring in any group sets that we are currently using on anything in the shop? Or?
Well, yeah, you guys just built up a GRX limited bike for one of your customers, which is our an 810 group set, which was the silver, the chromed out custom. So it's mechanical, 11 speed, the 2x group set with. I can get into all the details, but I'm not sure.
Oh no, go off, gang, go off.
So in the back you'd have an 1134 cassette. In the front you have a 2x system, which is a 4831. Big advantage there is you have a gear ratio in the little ring that's greater than 1:1. Yeah. And so the big advantage of that is when you're going up a steep climb, you can stay seated and keep traction on that rear wheel, so you can spin that or grind out that climb with a ratio that's acceptable for it. Whereas on a more traditional road setup, the smallest gear you can get is a 1:1 ratio, which would be a 50-34. So you'd have a 34 in the back. And so for some riders that's good enough, but for others and maybe different courses or whatever, so GRX is optimized for that. The other big thing on GRX is the rear derailleurs have a clutch on them, so that allows you to have chain tension over really bumpy terrain, which allows you to shift and keeps your chain on your chainring.
I'm learning a lot about gravel riding because I ride one gear, and
one day you'll come over to the
I could see myself doing that because I recently, before I'm moving up to North York, and North York is a little hilly, like the Don Mills Hill, I believe it is.
Yeah.
It's stupid. I hate it.
Just gotta get stronger, actually. Sorry. Be better.
Yes. Be better.
Anyway, moving on.
I'm not as strong of a cyclist as I thought. I think I needed a hard truth there. So
well, one of my roles as a rep is negative encouragement. be better.
And to smoothly transition into the shop pick of the week, we have the always reliable, always sturdy 2023 Fuji Feather. Take a look. So you're looking for your first city bike, but are overwhelmed with the amount of options available. Well, if you're looking for something that's as reliable as is durable, will get you from point A to B, and needs little to no maintenance, look no further than the Fuji Feather. The Fuji Feather quickly gained popularity for its sleek, retro-inspired design and versatile performance. Its durable frame is made up of custom-butted chromely steel and comes equipped with a 46x16 drivetrain, which sets a perfect pace for city riding as it allows you to start and stop with its dual brake system very easily. And if you're curious about trying out fixed gear riding for the first time, it does come equipped with a flip-flop hub on its rear wheel, so you have the option to live out your fixie fantasies while also not breaking the bank on a custom-built rig. The last reason it's a favorite among new cyclists is its upgrade potential. You can personalize your Feather with accessories and components to match your evolving riding style. Stop by the shop to take it for a test ride or check it out on our website today. Well, I heard you're also trying to get laser helmets in.
So Shimano owns Lazer helmets, and we have great product assortment that I think is relevant in almost every category of riding. So Mr. Killen and I have been in a approximately 1 year debate about the merits of Lazer helmets.
I see.
And I think we're very close to getting some Lazer helmets here on the sales floor at Bikes on Wheels, which I'm very excited about.
Damn. Well, I actually do like the design and side profile, because when I buy a helmet, I go for the side profile of helmet. So I like what Lazer is doing, and I was actually one for it, but Sean said no.
So
he just texted me right now. He said no.
That's rude.
He hates the idea.
That is rude. But beside the point, if you look pro, you feel pro.
That is true, actually. I do feel a little bit more pro with the helmet.
And if we want to talk about specific helmets for the store that Sean should buy,
let's get into it.
So there's 3 models that I think are particularly relevant here. The Lazer Tonic is actually one of my favorite helmets in our entire lineup. It's $110 MSRP, and I've been very fortunate in my position as the Shimano rep. I get to try all of the helmets pretty much, and I have to say, the Lazer Tonic, which came out just this year, it's equipped with our new Kineticore technology, which is our safety story.
Kineticore. What the heck's Kineticore?
Google it.
The audience and me.
So promo ping, Kineticore. So Kineticore is Lazer's proprietary technology. So we've started to move away from MIPS equipped helmets. Not that MIPS was in any way suboptimal. It was a great technology, but as they were innovating and developing new products, they came up with Kineticore. And so we still have MIPS equipped helmets in our lineup, the Sphere, the G1, we've got a few others as well. And those helmets do really well for us too. But our Kineticore technology is that same rotational impact safety story is built right into the helmet. So one of the things that are really nice about it, it increases airflow and just has a different way of working. So instead of it sort of being a shell underneath the helmet that the helmet moves, God forbid you're in an accident, what we have is basically breakaway pieces that are dominoes. So God forbid you're in a crash and your head hits something, pieces will break away, dissipating that kinetic energy. So that's the idea there.
Man, I should ask you to bring one in, because that actually sounds pretty wild.
That would have been optimal.
But I think instead, I'll just show you this little infographic that I found online.
Ping.
And
we're back.
And we're goddamn back. Wow, wasn't that fascinating, guys? Yeah, it sounds like a pretty good alternative option.
There's 3 good models. So there's the Tonic, one of my favorite helmets. There's the Tempo, which is a one-size-fits-most helmet with Kineticore built into it. Some nice features. You can also add in our universal LED rear light for increased safety. So
the light integrated into the back of the helmet.
It's not integrated. The light comes separate, so it's optional. But it fits right into the ratchet system in the back of the helmet. So you can just clip it in and have a rear light on the back of your head.
I could definitely see that being useful. Yeah, a lot of the times when I'm riding at night, like, I want to be seen, and not a lot of brands integrate that, so that'll be really cool.
The other more commuter focused helmet that we have is called the Cityzen, spelled Cityzen.
Cityzen.
See what they did there?
Yeah, good branding, good
clever.
marketing. Sean said he hated it, but But we're going to do a poll. If the audience says, hey, Lazer is cool, maybe it'll sway Sean. If not, we'll see.
Now, I'm obviously biased, but I'm also really genuine. And I'm saying Lazer's great. Side note, our higher end models like the Strata, the Sphere, and G1 and Vento, they're ponytail friendly, which I feel as fellows with longer hair.
And our female riders out there, Saddle Sisters, shout out. And gal them.
People with long hair.
Just long hair in general, yeah. Our ponytail people. What's up?
Cool.
Interesting. Well, thank you for joining us, Charlie.
Thanks. Thanks for having me.
No, honestly, it's been great. Like, just the chemistry here.
There's
electric.
Lots.
Oh my God. Don't tell our wives. Jesus. I'm married, Charlie. Thanks for joining us, Charlie Bryer. And thank you for joining us, everyone at home. I hope you enjoy those stories. And as always, like, comment, subscribe. Please, we want to get some feedback. Are our stories relevant to you? What do you want to hear about? Let us know. Comment any stories that we should cover or do anything with. And as always, Toronto, get a grip! I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
Perfect.